today. Another continuation of urine and pheromones. So we got a PDF of urine hormone interpretation guide from Meridian Valley Lab, scientific lab. Alright, so different estrogens that's in urine. I'm just gonna go over a few hormones because it's a lot. You got DHEA, which is an important androgen. DHEA is produced in the adrenal glands and is a precursor to both testosterone and estrogen. DHEA also affects bone density, response to stress, mood, and cognitive function, improves insulin sensitivity, and is associated with decreased cardiovascular and cancer risk. You got testosterone, both men and women. As you know, females got testosterone as well as men got estrogen. You got the different androgens. Notice how I got the 5A, the alpha symbol, and most hormones got that A. Got human growth hormone. It is a key anabolic indicator of tissue repair and regeneration. Helps to maintain lean muscle mass, minimizing inflammation, improving bone mineral density, decreasing cardiovascular disease, mortality, and enhancing the overall quality of life. HGH, if anybody knows, a lot of bodybuilders use HGA to, stay lean, to cut their body fat. But it's natural within urine, so you got a more organic HGH that you can use. That's why when you start drinking your urine, you lose weight. You got melatonin, which we all should know how important melatonin is. You got oxytocin. As you can see, it helps with stress response. Because urine, once you start to drink it, it puts your body at ease. You become more calm, and other people have been stating that as well. I'm not the only one that have noticed that. It automatically puts your body in like a homeostasis state, and it kind of happens almost instantly. Once you get your urine to a state that's clean. You got thyroid hormones, nitrates, and different steroid metabolism pathways, because everything pretty much get processed by the urine. By the kidneys. Everything gets filtered through the kidneys. So you got like your whole body's blueprint within your kidneys. It's like the perfect, amazing liquid. Like it's alchemy at its purest form. This is another PDF on urinary hormone samples, which is going to kind of be identical, but it shows the actual levels. Just too many hormones for me to really get into. Creatine. You get stronger with urine. Definitely increase your muscle mass. It's so much that's in urine. The present study was conducted to understand if pheromones or any similar substance was present in human semen. It's meant to say urine because there's a few of these same studies that keep floating around, and they all say urine. This one, for some reason, flipped me on into semen. Human urine, and whether it could be recognized by smell. 152 subjects of either sex participated in this study. The study lasted for 1 month. They were to identify urine by smell. Daily first urine sample was submitted by 5 male and 5 female subjects for this study. Menstrual status of female subjects was recorded. Many distinguished the smell of urine of male from that of female. Interestingly, male subjects recognized the smell of female urine of ovulation day. Reason may be pheromone. A woman may be releasing maximally pheromone in this day. This supports the theory of pheromone, which attracts a man to a woman in her ovulation day. In many species, older males are often preferred mates because they carry good genes that account for their viability. In some animals, including mice, which rely heavily on chemical communication, there is some indication that an animal's age can be determined by its scent. In order to identify the attractants in age, male mouse urine, chemical and behavioral studies were performed, wherein shown that aged mice have higher levels of 3 blah 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 blah. We also demonstrate that the attraction of females to the odor of male mice urine is greater when the urine is from aged males. However, the attraction of aged urine odor was offset by the ultrafiltration of adult and aged mouse urine. When such and such was added to the adult urine, the attraction of the urine was enhanced. Our results show that inbred aged male mice developed an aging odor that is attractive to female mice in an experimental setting. That the attraction is due to increased mouse pheromone signaling. So when they were saying that the attraction of the females to the odor of the male mice who were of older age made the smell of the urine more attracted to the females. They were saying that, but it could be offset by a younger age mouse when if they aged their urine, it was like similar. So I gotta break that down again. So basically, women tend to prefer the pheromones, the scent from older males' urine in mice than the younger male's urine in mice. But if the younger male's mice was aged, which meant could sit for a while, and then, if the female were to smell a urine, it will be compared to the older male's urine. And just shows that when you age urine, the pheromone content becomes stronger. Yeah, this is a longer one. I'm gonna break down some of what it says. Female blue crabs and their pubertal molt stage release identify sex pheromone molecules in their urine, causing males to respond with courtship behaviors, including a display called courtship stationary pedaling in a form of pre-copulatory guarding called cradle carry. We hypothesize that pheromones are a mixture of molecules and are more concentrated in urine of pubertal pre-molt females compared with other molting stages, and thus that these molecules are biomarkers of pubertal pre-molt females. We tested this hypothesis by combining bioassay guided fractionation and biomarker targeting. But this whole thing is going to be about urine. We prepared urine from 5.3 molecule mass fraction female. It identified this particular hormones, because I don't feel like pronouncing the names, which showed that it's more abundant in urine of pre-molt females and males than in urine of other post-molt or juvenile females and males. We hypothesized that NAGL is a component of the sex pheromone and that it acts in conjunction with other yet identified components. This stuff is just boring to read. The molecule, identifying the molecular nature of sex pheromones in blue crabs. We hypothesized that the female sex pheromone as a multi-component mixture contained in urine indicates small polar molecules that in combination code the species sex or lutein, and reproductive status of the female. Yeah, this is all about urine. They understand, with pheromones and urine. It's a long website with everything pertaining to urine, and I'm not gonna go too much into that. Among invertebrates, specific pheromones inherit fixed behavioral response to coordinate social behaviors such as sexual recognition and attraction. By contrast, the much more complex social orders of mammals provide a broad range of information about the individual owner and stimulate individual specific responses that are modulated by learning. How do mammals use such odors to coordinate important social interactions such as sexual attraction while allowing for individual specific choice? We hypothesize that male mice urine contains a specific pheromonal component that invokes inherent sexual attraction to the scent, which also stimulates female memory and conditions sexual attraction to the airborne owners of an individual scent owner associated with the pheromone. Crazy stuff. Alright, so it's crazy. I stumbled upon this video today, and he talks about urine briefly and what it contains.
Folks ain't in prison because they did bad things. You in prison so they can get your urine. First urine in the morning, got black gold in it. The women on their menses, they need to save them pads, put them in a special container. Don't throw them away. Put them in this container. Because that blood has gold in it. Your blood is gold. Huh?
You heard him. Alright, so I did the gematria on pheromones, master number 11. And Purple Haze had the same numbers, and it's crazy because if anybody know Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix, he talked about that purple substance he was seeing in his head, and that's like once you reach like a high level of enlightenment. So it's crazy how that has the same gematria codes as pheromones, and that deals with the brain. So and then you can see paper money has the same codes as well, because they're replacing, pheromones and natural attraction to females with paper money. Now all the females are attracted to the men that got the money, the bag. It's like they use the same codes to change the natural nature of, attraction, natural nature of human behavior. Let's see. I got some pictures. Alchemy.